GETTYLewis, Hamilton and Jenson Button were paired for 3 seasons at McLaren. Hamilton will seal his 4th F1 World Drivers' Championship this weekend if he wins the U.S. Grand Prix and Sebastian Vettel does not finish in the top 5. But when Button first joined McLaren, replacing Heikki Kovalainen in 2010, Hamilton only had 1 title to his name. However, the Brit was still a confident, headstrong racing driver who did not take kindly to having Button, who won 2 of his first 4 races for the team, racing alongside and indeed ahead of him. Midway through that first season, I was ahead of Lewis in the points, Button reveals in his new autobiography Life to the Limit. Did he like being beaten by his teammate? Probably not, but he's a competitor and I'm sure that, like me, he relished the challenge. That's why we do what we do. Personally, he was fine with me, but you could just tell he was a little bit peeved. I don't think that I was to his taste, if I'm honest. And things took a bit of a turn for the worse in Turkey, when we almost had a collision that led to a minor falling out between us. Button finished behind Hamilton in a McLaren Onetpo, but not before he had overtaken his teammate, only to see him squeeze back through in a thrilling finish to the race. Jenson Button was Lewis Hamilton's 3rd teammate in 4 seasons. When he joined McLaren, Button had never been told not to pass his teammate by McLaren, a lack of team orders that Hamilton believed were part of a conspiracy against him. Lewis thought that the team were taking my side against his, though he never did explain why they would want to do that, given that we were on course for a 1-2 and, apart from our respective race engineers, nobody in the team would give a flying F who came first and who came second, Button adds. It was a bit weird, slightly unnecessary and a little more proof that all was not well behind the smiles. But Button also admits their rivalry was not as bitter as the ones Hamilton had with Felipe Massa, whom he collided with 6 times in 2011, or Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg. GETTYLewis, Hamilton and Jenson Button's relationship became frayed as they battled at the front when Lewis was leaving to partner Nico Rosberg at Mercedes. That was a shame for me. I'd enjoyed our rivalry, Button says. Off the track, however, he was still being a bit weird. After Japan, he had another one of his weird Twitter fart moments. Just noticed that Jenson Button unfollowed, he wrote. That's a shame. After 3 years as teammates, I thought we respected one another, but clearly he doesn't. Of course, the flaw in his logic was that I'd never followed him in the first place, so could hardly be accused of lacking respect by unfollowing him. And, anyway, I did respect him. Fair play. He realized his mistake and put it right. My bad. Just found out Jenson never followed me. Don't blame him. Need to be on Twitter more. He needed to be on Twitter a bit less, if you'd asked me.